What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Elite Redux and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Elite Redux using only gift Pokemon. So last week we did some Elite Redux and we just tried to beat out the hardest mode in the game. It was pretty easy, so we're gonna actually make it harder. We're adding a challenge to it. We can only use gift Pokemon, so I can only get Pokemon given to me or pick up randomly. I just can't catch any Pokemon and I have to build a team off of that, and it's actually pretty difficult. It made the game a lot harder, and of course we're playing on hardest mode, elite mode, and elite level cap. So I hope you guys are excited for this video. If you guys want more Elite Redux, let me know in the comments down below. But besides that, we're gonna actually add a rule on top of this that each of my Pokemon would be nicknamed after you guys in the comments. So thanks so much for leaving a comment in my previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a future Pokemon, just drop it in the comments and hopefully a pictures. And while it's down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, let's get into the challenge video itself. So to begin off, we are going to have a starter Pokemon. That's the first gift Pokemon, and I actually decided to stick with Hoenn. Most likely, I was going to have to choose Firefighting because that is the first evolution stage with a multi-type, and also is a pretty good setup Pokemon. So we want to choose Combuskin. I was thinking about Monferno, but Combuskin with Speed Boost is probably the best one. I got myself a Torchic, and then I was going to get Speed Boost immediately, change it up into an Adamant Nature, and also level up into a Combuskin. From there, we can make our way into the fight against May, and against May, I have Thunder Punch and also a Focus Sash on, so we could easily beat down the Mudkip. A lot of work for the Mudkip, but we cleared through the Mudkip, and then from there, there is specific NPCs in the game where you fight every trainer on the route the NPC is on. As you can see, once we clear through all the trainers in here, you can actually get a Pokemon from these purple hair people. I think it's actually modeled after someone in the actual game. I think it's one of the Battle Frontier people, but we get ourselves a Pokemon from this NPC, and you can get infinite amount of them. I'm just gonna stick with one of them, so I'm limited to one per NPC, so it's actually pretty good. We have Rookidee as our first one, and then we're gonna move out into Route 104, and then we're gonna get ourselves a Galarian Zigzagoon, and then also a Venipede. Wait, we get a Venipede? I don't think I ever used the Venipede. Oh no, they gave us a Sizzlipede, but you can get a Venipede later on apparently. But we get that, and also we also get a Galarian Meow from this last one, and all of them we can get at the moment as we head into Rustboro City. And from there we can face off against all the gym trainers in here. You have to face off, there's a lot of gym trainers. That's why it gets exhausting, and I stopped getting every single gift Pokemon in each route, because you have to face all the gym trainers and all the trainers on the route before you could do anything. From there we can face off against all the gym trainers in Rustboro City, and then face off against Roxanne, and she's pretty difficult. We lose a few times against her because the only Pokemon on my team that's gonna do damage is honestly gonna be Combuskin. So we start the battle off against Roxanne using my Combuskin. Now our Combuskin gotta get lucky and gotta hit Dynamic Punch and also get Dynamic Punch to confuse the other Pokemon, so it works out pretty well. And we get our Speed Boost. We get 2 Speed Boosts in this situation, also 2 Swords Dance as the Onix is able to hit itself in confusion, so it works out really well for us. And then from there, it took a lot of reset for this, and then double kick to knock out the Onix, and as well we're able to double kick and knock out the Lunatone. From there, she can switch out into a Gastrodon, and we have to land this Dynamic Punch, and it actually worked out. So I think I should have ran a different move, because I think Double Kick would have been fun. Well, Double Kick needed to be there because there are sturdy Pokemon and other Pokemon with Focus Sashes, so I think Double Kick would have been fine, but I'm pretty sure Dynamic Punch was just safer, so I went there, even though it's 50% accurate. From there, her next Pokemon will be an Alolan Graveler, which I'm able to Double Kick and knock out. Oh, actually don't. I don't knock out. She's gonna hit me with Brick Break, but I live it. I'm able to knock out the Graveler and also knock out the Magcargo. And our final opponent will be an Amora, which I double kick through the Chople Berry to one cycle as we beat down Roxanne. And she actually gives us an Amora, a shiny Amora, after we clear through her. It's not that great, so I actually don't use it that often. So as from there, we're gonna move on and face off against Steven in just Granite Cave. I don't know why, but we do that. We beat Steven Stone, and then we move out into the beach on Slateport City, and we clear through all the trainers in here. Garrett says a Galarian Yamask, and also Steven Stone gave us a Honedge, so that's pretty good. I don't know where I got this Galarian Farfetch, but I got one. I think it's actually from the route next to Rustboro City, so we got that one, and we can move back and face off against Brawly next. Brawly's a pretty annoying trainer, so we're gonna start the battle off against Brawly using my Corvisquire, and Corvisquire has to go for an Air Slash against this Chestnut. It can't go for any physical move because it's gonna set up spikes for us, so we're gonna have to Air Slash and knock out the Chestnut. From there, he's going to switch out into his Hitmonchan, which I go out into my Honedge, which will Destiny Bond and just take out the Hitmonchan. So we'll take that. As from there, we're going to move out into my Corvus once again. We're going to stack it to the Crabominable to do some nice chip damage, and then move out into my Combuskin. Combuskin's able to go for a Fire Punch and live an attack from it. Jeez. From there, his next Pokemon will be a Hatterene, which I do get a Fire Punch off against, but it's going to go down as I go out into my Galarian Meow. I'm able to go for a Fake Out and then Metal Claw to knock him out. From there, his next Pokemon will be a Lucario. He's going to knock me out, but I go out into my Galarian Farfetch to Superpower and knock him out. And his final Pokemon will be a Toxicroak. I switched out for some reason, but it worked out as I will get poisoned. And then from there, I could headbutt twice into the Toxicroak, flinch it, and then knock him out. So we're able to beat down Brawly just very luckily at the end, but we beat down Brawly, and then from there we can move out. We're gonna face off against Archie, which we use his Hitmonchan. It's pretty fun to use, but it's not the greatest Pokemon, so I actually didn't decide to use them. But we head into Marvel City, and then from there in the game corner, we don't have to gamble. We could get a bunch of Pokemon just for free. Well, kind of for free. They give you a lot of money in this game, so you have to get all the Pokemon you really want. So I'm just gonna get all the starters that I really wanted and then start evolving them in my party. So we'll take that. Superior is gonna be really fun to use. Same with Greninja, of course. Unfortunately, Rillaboom wasn't that fun, and Charizard was like, it's kind of meh. I eventually boxed Charizard. I also got myself in a Alolan Golem. I wish it had the ability where it set up Stealth Rocks, would have been really nice, but unfortunately it doesn't. As from there, we're gonna move out and face off against Watson next. Watson's gonna be the third gym leader in the game. We're gonna start the battle off against him using my Blaziken. We're gonna Dynamic Punch into, well, reset Dynamic Punch into the Raikou, and then it's gonna get confused as we get a Swords Dance off, and then we're able to go for a Fire Punch to knock him out. Fire Punch into the Raichu because we have so many speed boosts to knock him out and outspeed him. From there, we're able to get a Dynamic Punch off against Lantern. I missed one, but Dynamic Punch against Lantern, get it confused and hit itself. We got all the confusion hits. We take those as it's gonna Shockwave me as I made a Fire Punch and knock him out. From there, we're able to get another Dynamic Punch off against the Dracozolt. He's going to Dragon Rush me, but we're able to knock him out, and his next Pokemon after that will be Klinklang. It survived a Fire Punch. It's going to knock me out, but I go out into my Superior, and eventually he's going to knock him out with a Draco Meteor. There we go. As his final Pokemon will be a Clawitzer. It's going to be a Mega Clawitzer. It's going to knock out my Superior. From there, Charizard is able to go for a Flare Blitz and knock him out, and knock myself out as we beat down Watson. It's pretty nice to have. From there, we get an Ampharos, not that great of a Pokemon to have. We also move out and face off against the Team Aqua members, Team Magma members in Meteor Falls, and we also get another Pokemon. Once you clear all the trainers in this route, you can actually go back and get ourselves a Dreepy. So the Dreepy is pretty nice to have. As from there, we head into Lava Rich Town and also get ourselves a Wynot, free Wynot egg. Why not? From there, we're going to move out into Lava Rich Gym, and then we're going to clear through all the trainers in here at like a gauntlet. There's so many trainers, and it's actually not too difficult. It's actually easier this time since I have like Blaziken and Greninja, so able to clear through everyone pretty easily. As from there, we're going to move out and face off against Flannery. Flannery is going to be the next gym leader in the game. We're going to start the battle off against her using my Golem. My Golem's able to go for a Rock Blast. It's going to knock out the Volcarona in one shot, and then from there, she switched out to her Charizard. It doesn't knock me out because I have a Focus Sash. I'm able to go for a Rock Blast, knock him out as well, and I outspeed the Albaton, getting Explosion off. I could have set a Stealth Rocks, probably the better play, but go out into my Greninja next, Ice Beam, and live the Solar Beam with a Focus Sash to Ice Beam once again to knock out the Albaton. As the Leafeon comes out, it's going to knock me out, but I go out into my Blaziken, which I thought I was going to outspeed because I got a speed boost. I got 2 speed boosts. Unfortunately, I don't outspeed, but I do live a Grassy Glide, so I'm able to go for a Fire Punch and knock out the Leafeon. From there, he's going to switch out into her Solar Rock, which is going to get close combat by me and also burn, so we'll take that as we're going to knock it out with the Flame Body. And then from there, go out to my H-Sash against the Entei. I'll say this, it did not work out at all. There, I'm going to go out into my Wobbuffet and make it work. I'm not too sure why Destiny Bond didn't work here. Is there a reason why? Anyways, from there, it knocks out the Entei anyways. So we're going to beat down Flannery, and we get a Volcarona from her. So we're going to use that later on. As from there, we're going to move out into the next gym in the game. We're going to go out into Norman's gym. There's not much to do in between. So we're going to start the battle off against Norman using my Blaziken. And yeah, Blaziken's pretty strong. I go for Detect to outspeed the Kangaskhan and then close combat to knock him out. From there, his next Pokemon is going to be a Girafarig as I go out into my Greninja. I block the Psychic move, go for a Dark Pulse, and then 2-shot the Girafarig. As the next Pokemon will be a Mega Bait Knight. It's going to knock out my Greninja, but I go out into my H-Stash, which will Destiny Bond and knock him out pretty free. I go out into my Blaziken once again, get a Fire Punch. I don't get a Fire Punch off against the Dodrio at all. So I go out into my Wobbuffet, which will Destiny Bond, but it's going to knock himself out with my ability that actually reflects damage, a Soul Linker. So it knocks himself out, and I get Destiny Bond off anyways. So I actually take down, I don't take that. What? Why are my Destiny Bonds now working? Anyways, Persian knocks out my Wildfet as I go out into my Golem. The Golem knocks out the Persian and also does a lot of chip damage against the Sill Valley. And luckily enough, I have a Superior in the back with Contrary and Leaf Storm. So, you know, it's pretty broken as we're ready to beat down Norman. And from there, we're going to move out into this route. Run 118, 117. I'm just guessing at this point. We beat down Stevenstone once again. And we can move on into the Weather Fortress and face off against the Team Aqua members and also our rival right outside to get ourselves the HM Fly, which we actually don't need a Pokemon with the ability to fly, we can just use it. So that's pretty nice. As we're going to move on into Fortress City and face off against Winona next. Winona's going to be the flying type gym leader and she's a double battle fight. So it's going to be a little annoying, but we're going to start the battle off against her using my Mega Kangaskhan that we got from Norman. And also Volcarona that we got from Flannery. We're going to fake out into the Celesteela. And then from there, I could Fiery Dance into it. And then, I don't know why the Crobat's not doing anything. Because my Volcarona's right there. Is Cross Poison it. And I get a Meteor Mash plus attack, I believe. Yeah, plus attack. I don't know why it's green. But I get a plus attack on my Kangaskhan to Suck Punch into the Crobat and knock him out. And also, we knock out the Celesteela and the Tornadoes with my Volcarona. Unfortunately, my Kangaskhan goes down. But you know what? It should be fine as I go out into my Greninja. We're in double attack into one side. But unfortunately, they're getting targeted down by Volcarona to go down. From there, I go out into my Wobbuffet and make sure I knock out everything on the field. So, worry to not do that as my Greninja goes down. My Wobbuffet is unable to do anything. I'm able to get a Leaf Storm off against the Aerodactyl at least. And then from there, I go out to my Blaziken, which will Fire Punch and knock out the Zapdos as I Leaf Storm and knock out the Aerodactyl. And from there, her final Pokemon will be a Moltres, which I go for a close combat and a Leaf Storm against. And it works, does a lot of damage as my Blaziken is able to survive a move thanks to the Focus Sash. From there, my Blaziken is able to just live, outspeed a close combat to knock out the Moltres as we beat down Winona. And yeah, we cleared through Winona. From there, we can move out and face off against all the Team Aqua and Magma members on top of Mount Pyre in their own hideout. Both times, both their hideouts are trash. And then from there, we can move on and face off against the hardest gym leaders in the game, Tate and Liza. They have a Psychic Field, and they have just a bunch of legendary Pokemon with also broken Pokemon. They have Psychic moves that go through Dark Pokemon, so it's actually pretty difficult to face off against them. So we're going to start the battle off against them using my Wobbuffet and also my Obstagoon. I'm going to go for a Mirror Coat on my Wobbuffet and then Obstruct on my Obstagoon to make sure I can knock something out. I want to restart because I want to make sure I could knock out both the Renucleus and also the Musharna because I do have a Quick Claw on my Wobbuffet, so it actually is the tech. So one of them gets knocked out by my ability and then I get Destiny Bond off. And then from there I can knock them out with my Destiny Bond. So we're to beat down both the Renucleus and also Musharna. From there I go out to my Golem against the Hoopa and Calyrex. I go for an Explosion and then go for an Obstruct once again. It works out pretty well for us as we do massive damage to the Calyrex and Hoopa. From there, I go out to my Volcarona. As my Volcarona is going to knock out the Calyrex first, as I go out into my Aegislash. Aegislash is able to just survive for a little bit, and we're in double attack into the Oranguru. And we're able to knock out the Oranguru as the Hoopa is going to knock itself out with Destiny Bond. From there, I go out into my Superior and also my Volcarona against the Mega Slowking, which this thing is actually kind of a monster. So I go for a Leaf Storm. And lucky enough, it just went for Calm Mind as we're able to knock them out. So we're able to knock out Tate and Liza just barely as their team is actually pretty strong. So from there, we can move out. Looking up, Stevenstone's gonna carry us in this fight because I had nothing to do here. So looking up, Stevenstone carry us against Maxie and Tabitha, and then from there we can face off against Archie. Again, we got a Dragonite. I actually forgot where I got a Dragonite from. I think it was from the previous gym, maybe, possibly, but either way, we cleared through them. And from there we just activate Rayquaza and then face off against the next gym leader in the game. The final gym leader will be against Juan. So we're gonna start the battle off against Juan using my Kangaskhan. Again, Kangaskhan is just so fun to use. It's like Parental Bond and also like just super broken. So I go for a Fake Out and then just Meteor Mash until I get attack boost, and then from there I can Sucker Punch and knock out the Suicune. From there, his next Pokemon is gonna be a Palkia, which I almost knocked out with my Sucker Punch, which is kind of crazy. I go out to my Superior next. My Superior is able to go out and then Leaf Storm and knock out the Palkia, as his next Pokemon is gonna be a Dugong for some reason. I'm not so sure why. As I go out to my Volcarona, and Volcarona is able to Fiery Dance into, again, I don't know what I'm doing. Volcarona goes down, but I go out to my Superior to get the Leaf Storm off against, and it works out pretty well as I get 2 Leaf Storms out to knock out the Dugong, and also then one-shot the Malantake. From there, I'm at +6. I could one-shot the Mega Lapras, and his final Pokemon is going to be a Dugtrio, which I go for a Leaf Storm and knock out in 2 shots, as we end up beating down Juan and getting ourselves the 8th gym badge in the game, From there, I'm going to move out into Victory Road, which isn't too difficult. I just spam my superior once again. This thing's kind of broken. This is the reason why I was OU at one point, and it was really fun to use. And from there, we make our way into Victory Road and then into the Elite Four, and yeah, there's nothing else. We don't need to prep anything because they heal us after every battle anyways. And from there, we can make our final adjustments. We can face off against Sydney, the first Elite Four member in the game. We start the battle off against him using my Kangaskhan, of course. I go for a fake out against his Grimmsnarl, and then meteor mash into him, and then twice 2 meteor mashes would knock him out. 3 meteor. I take it back. 3 meteor mashes would knock him out. As the next opponent will be Azernius, which with the reflect, I'm able to just barely not knock him out, as he's gonna knock me out with a Moonblast. I go out to my H-Slash next, which will Shadow Claw into him and knock him out eventually. He goes out to his Yveltal, which would knock me out, so unfortunately it will save him. But I go out to my Wildfett next, which will Destiny Bond, of course, just Destiny Bond cheese and knock out the Yveltal for us. As I go out to my Volcarona against his Darkrai, and against his Darkrai I'm gonna Bug Buzz and then dodge a Dark Void. And then from there I'm going to knock out his Darkrai with a Bug Buzz and knock out his Luxray as well, and then knock out his Xerneas, and his team's getting rolled at this point. I even knock out his final opponent, which is going to be a Greninja, as we clear through Sydney pretty easily. From there, we can face off against Phoebe next. Phoebe's going to be the second Elite Four member, the Ghost type Elite Four member. You start the battle off against us using a Giratina. I go for a fake out with Scrappy, of course, and then Meteor Mash into him. I take Core Enforcers like it's breakfast, and then Suck Punch into the Giratina to knock him out. Unfortunately, I don't get Suck Punch off against the Marshadow, but I go out into my Dragonite, which will do Wing Beat and knock out the Marshadow for us, which is pretty nice. It's gonna get Ice Punch, but you know what? It's fine. As we're able to knock out the Marshadow and then Dragon Rush into the Golurk, get some chip damage as I go out into my Superior, which will Leaf Storm and knock out the Golurk for us. As the next opponent will be a Crobat, so I don't want to deal with this thing. This is gonna be a Mega Crobat. It does a lot of damage to my H-Slash, as in it kills me. But I go out into my Wildfett, which will actually knock him out with Soul Linker, and then from there Destiny Bond into the Calyrex to knock him out. That's really nice for us. As I go out into my Superior next, Superior is able to Leaf Storm into the H-Slash. It doesn't do anything, but I go out into my Drought Volcarona with Fiery Dance to knock him out. So we two-shot into H-Slash. Lucky enough it didn't have Shadow Snake, or it would have been really bad for us, but we end up beating down Phoebe, and from there we can move out and face off against Glacia. Glacier's gonna be the third Elite Four member in the game. We'll start the battle off against her using my H-Slash to Destiny Bond into the Lapras, because this thing's kind of a threat. So we end up knocking out the Lapras with Destiny Bond. Go out into my Dragonite next against the Kyurem, which actually works out because I have a Choice Scarf, and then Dragon Rush to one-shot. Nope. Didn't work out. The Kyurem's gonna knock out my Dragonite, but I go out to my Volcarona to Fiery Dance, get a special attack boost. So you know what? There is a nice silver lining. As from there, unfortunately, I get Fiery Dance off, but it doesn't kill the Articuno as it knocks me out. I go out into my Kangaskhan next to fake out and Suck Punch to knock out the Articuno. I take it back. I Meteor Mash. Don't get the attack boost though. But she's going to go out to her Weavile next, which I'm going to Drain Punch twice into and then easily knock him out. From there, next opponent will be a Darmanitan. I'm just going to sack it so I could reset. Go out to my Kangaskhan to get a fake out again. So I sack my Superior. Go out to my Kangaskhan to fake out and crit it, and then Suck Punch to knock him out. So I love this thing. This is why it was banned at one point, because it was just super broken. And against Glacier, she has a Dugong. Whoever made this has an obsession with Dugongs. Anyways, I'm here to Drain Punch into the Dugong, eventually knock him out, as we're here to beat down Glacia. From there, we can move on and face off against Drake next. Drake's going to be the fourth Elite Four member in the game. We're start the battle off against him using, the core, the classic Wobbuffet Destiny Bond, and a Soul Linker to knock out the Dialga, force out the Ray, and then Ray's gonna knock himself out with Destiny Bond. So 2 big threats are gone already. From there, I can move out to my H-Slash, which will just bait in the Kyurem for a Destiny Bond cheese again, knock out a Kyurem with Destiny Bond, and then all the threats are pretty much gone. As I go out to my Dragonite next to Dragon Rush and knock out the Dragolich, pretty free. I'm able to get a Dragon Rush off against the Como, but it's gonna knock me out as I go out into my Kangaskhan. I'm gonna fake out into the Como to knock him out, and then from there, the final opponent is going to be a Lugia. I just beat him down to low HP. Go out to my Superior to Draco Meteor and knock him out. We're to freely beat down Drake, and then from there we can move on and face out against Wallace next. Wallace is going to be the champion in the game, and he's not much of a champion. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Volcarona against his Mewtwo. Mewtwo goes down to 1 Bug Buzz against Volk. So from there, you can switch out to his Primal Kyogre. I go out to my Superior. Doesn't do a lot of damage with Leaf Storm, surprisingly. So it's gonna knock me out as I go out into my Wobbuffet next. Wobbuffet gets a Destiny Bond off, but it's gonna knock him out. It's gonna knock him out with Soul Linker, and then get another Destiny Bond off against the Dragapult. So that's pretty much free. Go out to my Volcarona once again. It's gonna bait out the Dragonite, the Mega Dragonite, which is not good for us. I go for a fake out on my Mega Kangaskhan, and if unfortunately he's gonna thrash me and kill me, so I gotta go out to my own Dragonite. Looking up, I survive a thrash from him. I'm gonna go for a Dragon Rush to knock out his Mega Dragonite, and then from there I do get a Dragon Rush off against the Mega Haxorus, which we'll take. But unfortunately, he's going to knock me out as I go out to my Volcarona Fiery Dance to actually knock out the Haxorus. And his final opponent will be a Mega Aggron, which, you know what, it works out for us as we're able to Fiery Dance into him and knock him out. So from there, we end up beating down Wallace and becoming the champ of Pokemon Emerald Elite Redux. I think it's Pokemon Elite Redux, but I like to just throw in Emerald because we're playing on Emerald. So it's kind of like Emerald Elite Redux. But anyways, we beat Pokemon Elite Redux. That's it for honestly thinking back. I think I used Destiny Bond too many times. I didn't know I used Destiny Bond that many times. Maybe I'll try to separate that from the content because I'm just cheesing through it. But that's how I used to do it in Radical Red before they banned it as well. So maybe I'm the problem. But anyways, that'll be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys can, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Anyways, my name is Ben Alpha, and I hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.